This one I'm having trouble with. Okay. So I'm going to a party tonight, and we learned how to do these in Hawaii when we were on vacation. And I just went around my yard and I found some stuff. Of course, I got the carnations from the store, but this is tea leaf. It's a plant that people use to line plates, also like a garnish, and it's also used to wrap food. So a lot of the Polynesians and Hawaiians, they'll use it to steam fish or sometimes a rice thing. Um, I planted it because I love Hawaii, and I have like 3 of these things in my yard. And do I use it for steaming things? No, because I forget. But but I can use it for these flower bracelets. So what the leaves are kind of big. They are like this. And so as you can see, I washed it. And basically all I did was I just cut it, cut off any of the jaggedy parts And then there's a big rib in the back. And so I just cut it so that I got rid of the rib. And this is going to be the backing of your flower bracelet. So disclaimer, this bracelet that I just made was just my second time making it. So I'm not a pro, but I needed to learn how to do this because we're going to do this at the party. And I just bought a bunch of flowers and mainly carnations, because carnations are super hardy. And look at these flowers. These grow like crazy in my backyard. And I like them because they also have this leaf. So I just cut a bunch of these flowers, and they're almost like weeds. They grow that much. So I have a ton of these flowers. And then I got the gicifolia, and then I have raffia. And the raffia is what I use to tie it to the leaf. So I cut them in small strips like this. And then I just tie it on one end. And in my prototype, I realized I needed to create a longer end on this end because, as you could see, I ran out of space. So when you make this side, when you tie it, make it long. And then also, if you run out of the raffia, it's okay. You could just tie it midstream and then just have enough of the tail at the end. So I'm going to have everybody else make these. I'm not making all of these for everybody. And that's the whole point, is that people can have a little activity to do at a party. And it's kind of fun. And it's really pretty. Everyone will have a nice little floral bracelet. And it wasn't that expensive to make. You could just go out in your yard and find leaves and little flowers, and that could be your filler. So you just need carnations and then some filler flowers. If you don't have the little daisies, that's okay. I just have them, and they happen to smell really nice. They kind of smell like honey. And the leaves are really cool because I didn't have the leaves that they had in Hawaii. I didn't have that plant. So I just thought this will work too. So use what you've got is what I always say. And then, yeah. And carnations are a good flower to use because they're super hardy. So I'll do another one. I wasn't planning on doing another one, but since there's so many of you on here, I'll do that. So if you just wait a second while I go get some more of these carnations, I'll be right back. Okay, so I bought a big thing of carnations at Sam's Club. For those of you who stuck around, thanks. And even when they're not closed very much, I'm going to show you what I did. And the carnations were like $9. But see how this isn't like full? So you just take your fingers and you just force them open like that. And you need 5 flowers to a little bracelet. So I'll show you again. Just gently open them up like that. Okay, got 5 of them. And I've got my raffia. Raffia was hard to find, by the way. I had to get it from Amazon. I checked all these places and nobody had them. So Amazon to the rescue. But the thing is, you get so much raffia. I wish I could sell you some raffia because I have a lifetime supply now. Okay, so you want your green part to be, you know, enough to go over your wrist. So I'm going to cut that in half because this is going to be your foundation for your bracelet. And you know what? If you didn't have the tea leaf, you could probably use like a palm leaf, and just use the ribs for that. So then you just tie it. Maybe I have too many raffias here. I'll do 2. Oh, and I almost screwed up again. You gotta leave enough of an end, okay? Because that's where I messed up last time. But not the end of the world. I mean, you just tie some more on there. Not a big deal. But I thought this would be a fun activity to do at a party. And it's not that expensive. And then everybody gets to walk around, or at least the ladies. But some guys, they could do it too. So you just tie it like that. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you start off with the flower, and you're going to cover that up. So you're going to hold it. And the key part when you're doing this is to make sure you're wrapping on the bud. So don't try to do the stem. If you do the stem, they're going to fall out. And you're just going to wrap no more than twice around, okay? And then that's going to secure it. See how easy that was? And then the next thing you're going to do, oh, I used all my baby's breath. Okay, well, this one won't have. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your filler flower and take that. And what I like to, you can add another flower to it, but I like to have some space so that the flowers aren't sitting on top of each other. So I'll take the filler flower and still holding the stem of the flower. Oops, sorry. Wrap it around twice. Okay. And then just kind of position it so that it looks nice. And then if you wanted to, you could add a leaf. You just kind of look at it and figure out what you like. You could do a leaf, and then you could do a flower. And I do have some of the baby's breath. I'm a gardener, so I kind of know the flower names because I try to grow this stuff. So there's the baby's breath. And then you could stick that in there. Okay, and then you can add your other flower. And then wrap it. Again, no more than twice. And see how that holds on there? So next, I'll do more of the daisies. And you just keep stacking it. That's actually really pretty. And if you wanted to, you can add the flower on top of that. But you see how that is? And then wrap it. Again, whoops, on the bud. Okay? And 5 flowers are about what you want to go around your wrist. If you're doing like little kids, you'll have to measure and see how many flowers. Or if somebody has tiny wrists or bigger wrists. 5 is just the average. And just fluff the flower out with your finger. And maybe I'll add a leaf because I'm just trying to make it look a little different, right? So and I angled that one this way, and so I'm going to angle this one the other way, just to give it some, as we say in art, visual interest. And I'll add a little bit more baby's breath. Because it's the middle parts, I like to make them full because that's what you're going to see when it's on top of your wrist. And so this one, trying to show some color. And maybe more daisies. And if there's stems protruding out like that, you can cut them later on. You could do it like that. And then just, the key is to hold it and wrap, and no more than twice. Oops. And don't do it crooked. And then you're just gonna tie a knot to secure it. So you might have to loosen up a little bit on the last wrap, and then just slide this in. Can you see it? Just like that. How easy was that? Now you guys know how to make a flower bracelet. Aren't these cute? Can you guys like the live? So please. Nobody. Oh, thank you, Abs, for talking. Nobody ever talks. I appreciate that. I always feel like I'm talking to myself. It's so weird. But I love to make videos, so. But yeah, that's how you do it, and it's super, super easy to do. And then you just tie the ends, and see, now this time I did it right. So now I have 2 long ends, and it'll be easy to tie. And let's say it were short, then you just tie the extra raffia to the ends. Not a big deal. You would just tie a knot there and boom. And then you can lengthen it. So really not that expensive to do, but a really fun party favor. So go ahead and try it out, make it. Thanks for hanging with me and watching me make these, because I had to figure it out. And I thought, oh, I might as well do a live and show you guys how to do it while I'm trying to figure it out. But I suggest if you do have tea, don't try to split it, because see how the leaves go this way? So it's going to go crooked. So you have to use scissors. And then when you go to the party, bring scissors with you so that you can cut things. And I think it'll be fun. So I'm just going to make a bunch of these. And I'll bring some extra leaves. And the raffia comes in okay, I got 2, 4, 6 of these huge bundles of raffia. Like a lifetime supply, but I'll use the raffia. And then don't throw away these kinds of things, because people could use the leaves as garnish. And it'd probably be a cute idea to have the flower stuff in little vases. And then it looks pretty too. So, but about this wide is how you want your strips to be. So wouldn't this be fun? You know, it's summertime and people do a lot of summer parties and theme parties, and this is a super fun activity people can do, you know, as like an icebreaker. And it's just a nice little detail. And you'll look like the hostess with the mostess, because what a fun idea, right? So I promised my husband's family members that I would do this at our next family party. So here we are, going to a party today. And the people that didn't get to go to Hawaii will have a piece of Hawaii with them. So how fun is that? All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this live. I thought it was a fun live. So go out and make some flower bracelets. And I got to redo this one, because now that this one looks so much better. That's the fun part. You can redo them. All right. Well, appreciate you watching. I usually do a pottery live on Saturday mornings early, because I do it in my backyard, and I'm really getting into pottery, and I'm doing the mini wheel. So I can show you how you can use your mini wheel. I had to kind of figure that out too. But I'll show you how you can also do pottery in your backyard using a microwave, if you can believe that. Yeah, pretty cool. So that's been my latest hobby, and I'm sticking with it. It's really fun, and you can make so many cool things. Here's an example of something I made recently. This one was not in the microwave. The microwave stuff is small. It's only like maybe 4 inches wide. So this is probably like a 6-inch plate, but this is cool. This is what they call sgraffito, and you actually, well, while your clay is wet, you scratch in the design like that. So I like it because it's a functional gift. Okay, well, that's it. That's all I got to say. Have a great day. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate you guys. And thanks for the likes. For the 2 people that liked it, thank you. Until next time, bye.